yourself. Let the people know who you are.
All right, first and foremost, I'm Bink, exclamation point, representing Virginia, Norfolk. Been around since like '93. So,
All
there
right.
you have it.
So who are the notable people that you have worked with so far?
Jay-Z, Dynasty Blueprint, 1-900 Hustler, You, Me, Him, and Her, All I Need, Blueprint, Rulers Back, Lights, Camera, Action, New Bleak joints, One Shot Deal, Beans, just came out. Few joints, you know what I'm saying? On the grind. Never settle. I'm always on the grind, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep my lights on.
Okay. Now, what made you want to become a producer?
I'm trying to go to college. So it had to work. Failure was not an option. You know what I'm saying? But plus my whole family has a background in music. Like, they pretty much singers. Like, everybody sings on my, in my family. So I played drums in church. I was like 8 years old, so I was like 14. And we just evolved from that to DJing and from DJing to producing.
Okay. Now, as a DJ, what was the experience like?
But DJ actually trains your ear to know what people want to hear. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, it helps you capture a vibe, a certain vibe you're looking for. You know what I mean? So it's that most people who produce used to be DJs for the most part, like Swiss, and Tim, and myself. And, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people, man, used to DJ first, and then they evolved into doing music or whatever.
Okay. Real quick, I just want to make sure that the sound is good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, one thing, first thing first, I want to get into, like, many producers say that they have many routines that they go through. Like, for example, Rockwell said that he a person that wants to keep the doors, he want to keep the windows cracked open, cool breeze hit him in the face. And that's just like, that's how he starts off his creative process. Like, what is your creative process? Do you have something routinely that you do, or just spur of the moment? When you hear that sound, that's what you gotta do.
It's very rare that I even listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a real old school cat, so I listen to a lot of old stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where everything is really coming from. Old vibes, and we flipping it and twisting it, putting our own little situation on it, even if you're not sampling. You know what I'm saying? So certain people got like different sounds where it's not like some old stuff, but still that feel you look for. You vibe off a good vibe, somebody else's vibe, and then you turn that off and then get into your own zone. So it's like inspiration for you just to get it cracking. Like putting your song on the way to work, playing your favorite record, you on the way in traffic and you just rocking by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about.
Okay. Now, as a producer, like, what were the obstacles you coming up? What was your first big break? First off, what was your first big break?
I did "Don't Leave" for Blackstreet in like '93. So like that was my door opener right there. It really helped me get my foot in the door. Because, I would start a conversation with, I did "Don't Leave." And, oh, okay, you did that. So they were willing to listen. That's all that's all you're really looking for, somebody just to take the time to listen. So once you get that ear, you got to, if you got the fire, then it's a wrap after that. But if you get the ear and you come with some bullshit, then it's a rizzle. And you forget about it. So you got to seize the opportunity and really, take advantage of it and give them something that they're going to remember and want to exchange numbers with you and get at you again. So, I was blessed enough to have, heat like that to the point where, they didn't know me, but once they heard the CD, it was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. So, I'm gonna fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? So, that's how it went down.
Okay, now, prior to that situation going down for you, how was the situation like with you grinding, trying to get your music out there? How was the experience coming up in the game? Trying to break through.
Ugly. That's, what I'm saying? If you're a person that's not used to rejection or can't take rejection because your ego, this ain't the thing for you. Because I've seen a lot of disgruntled cats. They're not humble enough to say, okay, maybe my stuff ain't right. Because when I first came in the game, my shit wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you being able to humble yourself and be like, you know what, maybe I gotta change it up and add this to it and add that to it and come back at him again. Instead of getting mad, saying, oh, he fucking me hating. He ain't trying to put a nigga on, that type of thing. That's how they come at you. But want you to help them at the same time. So it's like, how you expect somebody to help you and you coming at them sideways with attitude like they owe you something. So it's more so you gotta really humble yourself and really, just sit back and listen, B. And, you know what I'm saying? and take it for what it is, and reassess things and come back and try to hit them, come at them again, because it's not everything is not a one shot deal. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta hit them 2 and 3 times, and finally you'll figure it out. Even when you get on, you know what I'm saying? After you get on, somebody may call you and say they want some joints, and you send them a CD. They may not find anything on that CD. You can't sit there and be like, "Well, he's bugging." You gotta come at them again till you get it right. So it's just you gotta stay humble at all times until you get that joint, and then they'll do damn near anything you give them because you on top and you selling records, so they feel like you know. You know what I'm saying? But until then, it's like it's a consistent grind. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. You just mentioned One Shot Deal. I noticed on everything you produce is produced by Bink for One Shot Deal.
That's the production company.
Yeah. So where did that come from? One Shot Deal.
When I first came in the game, I used to live with Mr.Cheeks. I was down with Lost Boys for a while, so I slept on his floor for like 2 years. Look at Cheeks, I love you for that to this day. But I slept on his floor for like 2 years, and we used to always say that. You know what I'm saying? It's a one-shot deal because really that's all life is. It's a one-shot deal, no more, no less. You ain't getting no more. Once it's over, it's over. So it just stuck with me, and I just turned into my company because I just liked it, that much. It had a ring to it.
Yeah, I feel you. So more so like when it comes to the music itself, like many question that we ask the producers is like the difference between a beat maker and a producer, and if so, like where do you fit your category? Like what's your take on a beat maker and a producer?
Well, a beat maker is exactly what it says it is. It's a guy who makes beats. A producer gets involved. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy like come up with a hook, or tell you how the verse should flow, or give you a suggestion on how the verse should flow, and just know how to blend the harmonies when somebody sing on your joint, and know how to mix it, and you know what I'm saying. It's just a lot to it than just doing a track. You understand what I'm saying? Some people don't have the ear for that. So you know what I'm saying. If you got if you have a good ear, and you can hear it, certain people records, you hear somebody singing, they sound a mess, but it still comes out and people still kind of take to it. But then again, you hear somebody else's record, they make sure they have a good singer, because you got to pick the singer. It's your joint. So you go out and you find a good guitar player, you find a good keyboard player. So that's what all producing is all about, just making sure everything is in the right place, everything sounds right, and everything is just tight. Rather than getting them the beat and say, "I holler back, get my check," and I'll buy it when they get in the store. That's a beat man. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys. I'm hands-on. I like to be involved with my music because my music is like my baby. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't give it to you like that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you want to walk it through from start to finish.
Okay, I feel you. So now with you providing us with your perspective on a producer, now what is your take on like the overall industry scene when it comes to the influx of new producers or the producers that's out there right now making hits?
Well, it's a few cats that I'm a fan of. You know what I'm saying? I love their work and it inspires me to do work. But I'm from the old school, man. And it's like creativity was everything when I first got in the game, and it seemed like that's leaving the game. It's like a cat can't sell a beat, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do a Neptune joint," or "Fuck it, I'm gonna do something like Timberland." That's what they want. They buying Timberland joints. So I'm gonna do a Timberland joint. Rather than trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to figure it out and come with their own little sound, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and go from there. So it's just like I said, the creativity is gone or whatever. So that's the only part I hate about the game or whatever. That, people not really taking pride in coming up with something themselves. They just rather borrow from this cat or borrow from this cat, and you know what I'm saying, and go from there. But like I say, I like Rockwall. I love Rockwall. I love Timberland. Love Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? I love JD from Detroit. JD.
Jay Dilla.
Yeah, not Social Death. No disrespect to him, but I just love JD stuff. You know what I'm saying? And No ID. And, you know what I'm saying? Rick Rock, and it's a few cats. You know what I'm saying? I really check for. They got some shit with them that I like, and it inspires me to go turn my machine on. That's what it's all about. you hearing something like, damn, I'm going to the crib. I'm gonna do something because this guy just killed it. Like, he make you want to work. But I hate hearing somebody's stuff and the first thing you think about is somebody else. You think they did it and it's somebody else. So that's the whackness about the game now. People are not scared to bite. They have no shame in the game. They feel like it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I sound like Havoc. I like Havoc stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Somebody do a beat that sound like Havoc and they think it's hot. And like, yo, you sound like Havoc. Like, what makes you special if you sound like this cat? Because all a producer has is his sound. And that's the only thing that separates you from everybody else and distinguish you as an individual. You know what I'm saying? So if you come in and sound like this guy, then everybody gonna take for granted that he did it. So why would we learn your name if you sound like this guy? See what I'm saying? So if you trying to be just that dude or that nigga, you gotta sound like your own. Come with some different innovative stuff and really, you know, put your foot in the ground with it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. So you did describe like the distinction between different sounds that's associated with different producers.
Yeah.
Now, how would you describe Bink style? What is the style, the sound that separates you from most producers?
I changed my sound up a couple of times. I did You Don't Want to Play Around for Lil C's back in the day, and it was more of an orchestral thing. A lot of strings and, you know what I'm saying, drums going crazy, whatever. I've always been known for my drums, you know what I'm saying, so people know me for that, but in that time I was really on some real orchestra type sound, you know what I'm saying, but then I evolved from that because people really gravitated to it and everybody started doing it, so I left that alone. Then I came with, you know, what I call the drama, you know what I'm saying, theatrical stuff, just something just like 1-900 Hustlers, like that's drama, you know what I'm saying, like nobody was doing that until I did it on Dynasty. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like a few cats, you know, tried their hand at it a couple of times, which is, you know, whatever they say the best form of flattery is what, you know, somebody imitating you. I'm not flattered. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I say, I'm from the old school and being creative is everything to me. And to me, I have no respect for a producer who sounds like this, that, and the third. Like, you're a false prophet to me. And they walk around, you know, with their head up like, yeah, I'm the shit, like I'm doing it. And you sound like all these other cats. So it's like, my hat don't go off to you. You getting checks, yeah, I respect your hustle, but you're not creative. You're a biter, you're a thief. It's nothing different. A biter and a thief is the same thing to me. I put them in the same category. You're stealing. Whether it's money, beats, clothes, you're a thief. So, you know, that's what it's all about with me.
Okay, now, of course, you mentioned the fact that there are a few biters out there, a few perpetrators of that crime.
Oh, yeah, yes, it is.
Of course. Now, like, one question I do have is, do you feel that that's in their attempt? Because usually what happens, like, especially with MCs, they want to come in the game and change the game and be that well-respected MC, but then when you have people like the powers that be that come in the picture and want to switch up their mold, and now they have to be flexible with it, do you think that, like, politically, like, the politics of the game is the reason why many people want to sound like Neptunes, to sound like Just Blaze, because that's what's popping, that's what the labels is looking for, that's what the A&Rs is looking for?
Okay, first of all, I can understand people trying to sound like Neptunes. Just Blaze, negative. Doesn't have a sound. You know what I'm saying? He's like a pot of gumbo to me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he get, like I say, he getting checks, he getting money, he doing his thing, but he sounds like everybody and their mama. So it's crazy. So it's like, I don't give him credit for what he does. You understand what I'm saying?
But do you feel that Just Blaze, since he's been in the game for a minute, that he sort of like how can I say, like, made that sound popular about sampling and trying to trick
Hell
people?
no, he ain't make it popular. First of all, like I said, you know what I'm saying, when he first came in the game, he sounded like Swiss. You know, he did Who the Fuck Want What with Binks. I thought it was Swiss. You couldn't tell me it wasn't Swiss. But it was just Blizzle. So, once again, there's no shame in these cats' game biting shit. And later on, he changed his shit to Rick Rock. He sound like Rick Rock on Dynasty album. And whoever looking at this tape, go and do your homework and listen. Listen to how people's sounds change up, you know, from when they first came in the game. Like, if Neptunes have not changed. Neptunes are who they are. You understand what I'm saying? Timbaland is who he is. You know what I'm saying? He has a certain distinction in his music. You know what I'm saying? Megahertz is megahertz. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard a megahertz beat and thought he was somebody else. It was always he always came with something different. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew him for that. But it's like a lot of cats, i.e. Just, you know what I'm saying, sounds like he borrows from everybody. And I can name record after record where he doesn't sound like himself. He sounds like everybody else. So I'm still trying to find that record where he had his own sound. And the closest record is Old Boy, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hater. I call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? So, and the crazy shit is, he damn near do people's joints just as hot as they do them. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost a mirror effect. But it's still like some almost not quite shit to me. You understand? But like I say, Neptunes, Timbaland, people like that, you know what I'm saying? Kanye, everybody, they got their own thing going. And I respect them for that. And I love people for that because that makes the next person go home or the other producer go home and turn his machine on and want to work. But when you out here and you sitting in your house trying to come up with that next sound, you spend all these hours sweating, digging through records and come up with some shit, and then you home and you hear something on the radio that sound like you, it ain't you, you're like, hold up. Like, do I supposed to be happy about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's corny. This nigga taking food out my mouth right now. In a sense, you can look at it like that. So that's why I say, you know, a lot of false prophets out here, man. So it is what it is.
Really love that.
Right.
Okay. Well, you got any question you want to throw to him?
Out of all the joints you've done, have there been like one track, one beat that just caught you off guard and it was like a complete success? It was bigger than what you thought it would be.
Lights, Camera, Action. I knew it was a good record, but I didn't think it would still be playing like 3-4 years later. The record's still playing like it came out last year. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted a club classic, and I think that's my club classic right there. That's a record that's going to be around like Planet Rock type shit. You know what I'm saying? Where when you ready to get the club moving, you going to throw that on. Whether you just play the intro or not, you know, that's just a record that you're going to play. You understand? So, yeah, that record right there was definitely.
You mentioned your drums. I noticed in a lot of your beats, the drums is live. You actually playing live, or you separating them into the MP, or that's just a secret you don't want to give away?
Just put it this way, I don't play them live. It sounds like it, but I don't play them live. That's just the feel that I get. That's what I'm saying. That's what I brought to the game. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of give credit to Rick Rubin for that too. You know what I'm saying? Because he always programmed like that. And a lot of cats don't really know their history. And, you know, not knowing what Rick Rubin has given to the game because he's a white guy. But this dude is a bad motherfucker. Like, he did all hell shit, early shit. You know what I'm saying? All the shit that you was, you know, going to school with your belt buckles on. You know what I'm saying? People that's from my era anyway. So Rick Rubin was definitely somebody I listened to and learned, like, all the cuts and the records and, you know what I'm saying? And the beats on the table in school. Like, Rick Rubin was a bad motherfucker, like, on everything. Like, he was a bad dude. And he goes without getting credit for, you know what I'm saying, for that all the time. I think because he is white, you know what I'm saying? But Rock the Bells, You'll Rock, Dear Yvette, and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just all the old King of Rock and just all the old stuff that you was checking for was Rick Rubin back in the day, before it was a whole bunch of, you know, producers out here. And he always programmed like a rock dude. You know, rock dudes have live drummers. So he would program drums like it was a live drummer. So I bought that and added it to what I do. But I'm more of an urban dude, you know what I'm saying? My feel is more urban street with that live feel. See what I'm saying? So I took it to that, and from after I did Dynasty, that's when it became like that sound for Rockefeller. It was like when you heard that sound like some loud horns blaring with some drums going crazy, you automatically associated it with Rockefeller. Because that's the sound that I first did with Rockefeller. But like I say, Kinko's came along and ran with it. Kinko's, i.e. Just Blaze, came along and ran with it, and everybody started giving this cat credit for my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm no longer mad because the problem is bigger than me. He, never have so few taken from so many because he hitting everybody up. He is on a biting tour. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than me now. It ain't just about me, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. So I just had to let the record be straight. That's what I brought to the game. I ain't tripping no more, but it is what it is. I've moved on, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing other things. I'm trying to change my sound up all the time. And like I said, it is what it is.
All right. Well, of course, you discussed like back in the day how it was for you, especially coming up.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the equipment you use, how do you feel about the technology being applied for producers now, hip hop producers, the technology today?
It's so many keyboards out, man. Like, keyboards is like when you buying clothes. It's all about what your ear is attracted to. So just because he got the keyboard doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? Because of what your sound is. So it's best just to go and just make a day out of it and just go through a whole bunch of keyboards until you find something that attracts you. Like, damn, I like that. I like these sounds. So you can find something that fits you rather than trying to get what this cat got. You know what I'm saying? Or something. Most of us do have the same equipment, but we may have different sound cards in the equipment because each keyboard like takes like little expansion cards and all types of stuff, little extra sounds and stuff. So it's like, however your taste is, that's the type of keyboard you're gonna end up with or using the most because that's the type of sound that you like.
Okay. Do you have any preferences that you might want to throw out there for people to understand? Like, how does Bink get his sound?
3000, man. I'm an MP dude. That hard. I started on the ASR 10. Like I did the first record Cannabis came out with, which was Beach from the East back in the day, Lost Boys, 50 bars. That was like the first time somebody ever did like that many bars in a row. But I did that all on the ASR. I did the You God record on the ASR, the Bazaar. I don't know if you remember that record. And but the program, the sequence on the ASR, I couldn't keep up with how I was programming drums. So the MP was like, that was my savior. Like that just changed me up so much and added to what I was doing. So that's my bread and butter right there.
All right. Now, what's the future plans for Bink? Where do you see Bink 5 years from now? You want to continue producing, or are you trying to have a label situation?
Well, of course, that's the ultimate right there, to finally find that artist that you can cultivate and bring them out and make somebody a star. You know what I'm saying? I think that's every producer's dream, to be behind the success of somebody. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give Jermaine Dupri a lot of credit because he's been doing it over the years. He's done it. You know what I'm saying? And Dre and you know what I'm saying, 50 Cent and people like that. You know what I'm saying? They really came in the game and used it for everything it was worth. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got everything out of it. And it's hard. You see, it's hard to really come with a dope artist because a lot of people have tried. It was not really that successful. I think 50 has done it the best than anybody. Like, he's the only dude I can honestly say that's a star, and his supporting cast are stars as well. So he ain't the only one pulling up to the studio in a Lamborghini. Everybody pulling up in Lamborghinis. That's how it's supposed to be. Opposed to you just being the guy out front all the time and everybody else still starving because you the star. So I think he really laid the blueprint to show people how to do it. So I'm really learning from him when it comes to that, and I appreciate him bringing that to the game.
Alright.
Any advice you got for upcoming producers?
Yeah, just I think to do anything in life, you know what I'm saying, you gotta know the history of it first. So, you know, sometimes you have to go back and listen to the old stuff and where the music came from to really have an understanding of what you're trying to do. Because, you know what I'm saying, I'm that age where I was around when rap was like really becoming his own, you know what I'm saying. I've been around here damn near every genre it is of rap, you know what I'm saying. So that's why I think that helps you out a lot when you're trying to come up with something, or when you're trying to find out, you know, if you borrowing from this or if you borrowing from that. Or a lot of people, like you hear a lot of rappers now, they borrow from old raps and you thinking they came up with it, but it actually came from an old verse. I'm talking about way before Biggie and all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just deep to know all that type of stuff. Like if you talk to Tyson can tell you about every boxer well before his time. So he did his homework, you know what I'm saying, beyond just him being into himself. A lot of cats just get so much into themselves and forget about the craft of it all, you know what I'm saying, in the history. So it's like I think that's really important, just to know what's going on in the game and where the game has come from, where the game is going, in order for you to really have a good picture of what, you know what I'm saying. Like the Matrix, like you can't see the numbers until you know everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with the rap game, I think.
Alright, cool. Let's give a quick shout out real quick to Hustle Up.
Quick shout out, well as we see, we in Right Tracks right now, working with LL, doing a nice joint. He's dropping the jewel on cats as usual. So good shout out to LL. Shout out to Jackie. I ain't seen Jack's a throwback friend I ain't seen in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my little cuz, Lil J. He's on my production company. Another one shot there producer. Spunk Bigger. Another one shot there producer. And I'm always looking for people who's trying to get into the game. If you got something to offer, I'm there. I ain't hating. Because if I hate on you, how can I get money? What if I break my hands? You know what I'm saying? So I need you. So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody trying to get at me, you can email me at oneshotdeal@optonline.net. And that's the number one. So
spell that.
The number one, ONESHOTDEAL @OPTONLINE.net. You can get at me through that.
Hustle Up.
Hustle Up. P.O. Box 126, Hackensack, New Jersey, man. Send them demos over.